I'm just going to make this video in a very breaking the fourth wall, real person kind of way. Primarily, I'm a television reviewer and an educator here on YouTube, but when something in the country that I live in, which is the United States, happens that's so severe and serious that it disrupts everything, you have to talk about it. Recently, Charlie Kirk was taken out. And while most people have different opinions, whether you agree with what he talks about or not, we saw something fundamental happen that I think needs to be discussed. Freedom of speech was canceled because somebody didn't want to join a debate and prove their point. I mean, he gave everybody a chance to prove their point, and instead violence was used because they didn't want to prove a point or couldn't prove a point. And this is a dangerous thing. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or just don't vote at all, it doesn't matter. Politics don't matter. What matters is the idea that in the country where we are so proud of to be free and have the ability to move around and say what we want, think how we feel, express ourselves openly, we have literally individuals that will go out of their way to take someone out for having an opinion, a thought, an idea that they share with other people and try to just like it's the most fair thing you've ever seen. It's like, hey, you know what, you have your thought, I have mine, but in case you disagree with me, let me try to change your mind. And we're seeing from one faction of unstable type of human being of all nationalities that there's just this reoccurring problem in this particular timeline in this generation where if I don't like you and I don't like what you have to say, I'm going to do something about it. And it's not going to be constructive criticism or agree to disagree. It's violence. And it bothers me because I have children. And I have to look at the world they're growing up in. Like when I grew up, we didn't have this desensitized nonsense. Like literally, even if you don't want to see what happened to Charlie Kirk, it's just on these platforms. Like you scroll and it auto plays, unlike back in the day where you literally have to be forced to push play to see everything. So you made the choice. There is no element of choice on things like YouTube Shorts or TikTok. It's just, it happens. And if you see it, you see it oh fucking well. And I hate that because, you know, it affects families, it affects children. And one of the most heartbreaking details that I recently learned about is that his wife was apparently in attendance when this happened. I could never imagine watching my spouse, you know, for having an opinion or debating with somebody, be taken out in such a way just because people are cowards and would rather resort to violence than words. It's like if we're having a conversation, the words can never inflict bodily harm against you. It's your perception of what he's saying that's fucked up. It's, you know, you feel like it's this, you know, what, F5 tornado ripping through your life. And I just don't understand how we can still watch this. And again, I'm one of the many. I'm a drop in the bucket. Everybody's got words, and that's ultimately what it is, and nobody takes action. So here's some of the things I'm doing specifically to curtail this a bit in my day-to-day life, and I'm sharing it with you as a real person so that maybe you can do something similar. The first and foremost thing that I'm doing that I never used to do is being a lot more careful as far as who I allow in my inner circle. Like who I even socialize with, share opinions with, just being more careful and teaching my children to do the same. We are in a different time and that has to shift. Gone are the days of you just having an opinion and disagreeing with somebody. Well, in this timeline, you have to be prepared to die for your opinions. And if you're not everybody is worth having it with, especially when there's such a polar opposite opinion. It's just not worth it. The other thing I'm doing to curtail this in my life is literally, as a content creator, I don't do meet and greets. I don't do tours to people's homes. I don't calibrate in their homes anymore. I stopped doing that in about like 2020 when I saw things start get a little bit weird after COVID. And of course, my calibration business did go under, which, you know, it happens. But at the end of the day, I make sure that I don't put myself in a position where, you know, a schedule I'm going to be at and you can plan around where I'm going to be. I don't do that. I literally will never tell anybody like, hey, I'm going to be here at this time, this place, this date, because in this generation, there are people that don't like you. Take me, for example. Tons of people hate me. And for no other reason than I have an opinion. I've not done anything physical to them. I've not harmed them in any way, shape, and or form, but they have opinions. It's the same thing with you as well. You have people that don't like you. Giving it an itinerary is just not a good thing in this timeline. And so that's one of the things I do. But also, being very careful about talking about politics in general in public is one of the things I think we all just kind of have to do. Understand that it's a divisive thing for people that don't want to have the conversation, and some people, I hate to say it, but it's a trigger. It's a trigger for the most devolved human behavior. It's a trigger for animosity. It's terrible. I don't know if you saw the uncensored video of what happened to Charlie Kirk. Okay, I didn't want to see it. It just popped up on my page, and to watch somebody get hit in the neck and then do all that and then roll over and then you see all that coming out of them like that. This is not stuff we're supposed to see. Like, we're not on a battlefield. We're not soldiers. We're not trained for this. I literally was mortified the entire day yesterday. I'm not going to lie. I'm a human being. I still have my soul intact. So to see a man literally for talking and having opinion just live on air like it's nothing, just executed like nothing. It's like, what country are we living in? And it's just in and out. And everybody is just like, oh, whatever. So what's on for TV tonight? Or what's for dinner tonight? It's like, do you not take 5 seconds to realize he's a father of 2. He's not going home anymore. His children are without a dad. And his wife had to watch. Do you know the kind of torture that is for a spouse? Do you know how you feel about your relationship, whether it's your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever you're with? Could you imagine them in front of you, you watching them be shot and then bleed out graphically in front of you? And everybody just goes about like they're not devastated. Instead of the community rallying together to truly help that family, I see a lot of people celebrating. A lot of people celebrating. And unfortunately, it's the people on the left. Now, just so we clear up the politics thing, I'm an independent. I'm not right. I'm not left. I made a choice this cycle that was the lesser of 2 evils because I don't like my rights being taken away. That's besides the point, though. An opinion is why it happened. And this isn't like some crazy opinion like lowering the age of consent, like some content creators on YouTube have said. Okay, this is literally like, hey, I believe in God and I believe in this. And seeing people respond to violence, the violent way that they have is ridiculous. And the laughter, the mocking, TMZ, there's a video of them laughing about this. Like the moment they found out on Reddit, I heard woohoo in the background. I heard cheering and like the amount of godlessness you have to have in your life to be able to be happy that a person died is insane to me, because Charlie Kirk deserved better than that. He really did, because when you say you want a conversation and people always say, well, why don't you just ask? We should talk. I mean, how many times when you see a police brutality case, do you jump up and say, well, they didn't have to go to violent force. They could have just talked to him. They could have reasoned. They could have. And now there's all the shoulda, woulda, coulda. But in examples like this, nobody says that. They just laugh. And I think that's the part where it's really messed up. Now, ultimately speaking, again, I'm a YouTuber. I don't really have any power or sway at all. I get that. But we're a community past that, right? And I bring these issues to the forefront. Whether you agree with what he said, I most certainly did not agree with some of his takes about Palestine. I personally thought that there was 2 sides that he should look at and not just a black and white view. And I just, again, I didn't understand where he was coming from with some of the stuff he was saying. But some of the stuff I was completely in agreement in. That's the agree to disagree part with some things. And at the end of the day, I don't pick sides, whether it's for Palestine or Ukraine or LGBT or Black Lives Matter or any of the other focus group crap that people do. I don't pick sides. I watch information and I form an opinion. And that's all we can do as people, is form an opinion and have one. And I think what he was trying to do is change the way people think. And because he was really effective at doing that, I feel that somebody felt a type of way about that. And I think that's the messed up part. Because someone's an effective speaker and they can move people in a different direction, now you want to get violent. That's the part where it's like, that's not American. And I truly, truly, truly hope if they find the person, they charge them as a terrorist. I really believe that, because that is an act of terrorism, in my opinion, on our First Amendment, our Constitution, on what we were founded on, what we believe in. And he deserves better than that. Everybody deserves better than that. Even if I don't agree with what you say, and I think you are absolutely ridiculous, you deserve to speak your mind. You absolutely should be able to say something, whatever you want to convey and express your point, and then I can respond. But the moment we can't do that and I say something and then now you have to go pick up a weapon to respond to what I've said, that's ridiculous. Outside of, again, a pending credible threat, I don't see a reason for that, right? It's not like he said, hey, you hold that thought. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go to my trunk and I'll come right back and handle you. And you just stay right there and started moving in that direction. That then you have to defend yourself. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything like that. It was just a basic debate. And that's the part that's messed up with this. So I want to know what you guys think about this. I hope we could be human beings in the comment section and not mock and laugh and not attack one another, because that's not what this is about. This is about a community forum and a way for you to get your voice across and say what you have to say. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Let me know what you think about this terrible situation. God bless him and his family. And yeah, let me know what you think. Till the next video. I'll see you guys later.